Previously on the Journal of Rick, the Three Perils. King Marlo and his friends have journeyed to Zinniland Island to escape the wrath of the Dark Lord Bulbo. They eventually arrive at the Hall of the Pirate King, and with some difficulty are able to convince them to fight against the evil magician. Meanwhile, Ron, a friend of Marlo's, was able to get the King of the Merpeople to do battle against the King of the Seamonsters. And now, part 11 of the book that I wrote when I was a kid. Last time we discovered that pirates are apparently Swedish, and that Pinkla the elf really likes to say the word poop a lot. And now let us continue the story with Ron. Let's just hop right into it. Ron looked at the delicious dinner, fish and plankton. The plankton wasn't very good, but the fish was good. So days went by. One of these days, a merman got on a giant seahorse and rode off. "Where is he going?" asked Ron. "Off to get the talking dolphins. They have helped us many times," said the King of the Merpeople. "He'll also go get the swordfish and the hammerheads," said the King of the Merpeople. "And the jellyfish? The jelly should cover their eyes. The stingrays will really burn them. And the killer whale," said the King of the Merpeople. "I've been wanting to ask you," said Ron. "Yes?" asked the King of the Merpeople, turning around. "How come some of the stuff in here doesn't float off?" asked Ron. "We have found inventions to do so, even to our liquid," said the King of the Merpeople. The Merpeople put on armor. Many took bows and arrows and other weapons. On one of these days, the King of the Merpeople told Ron to come where he was. "I have a present for you," said the King of the Merpeople, and then he showed him. It was a sword, and it was a very beautiful sword. It was sharp, and you could see yourself in it. Its handle had a mermaid on it. He put the sword on his belt. "Thank you, King of the Merpeople," said Ron. The King of the Merpeople smiled. "It was my pleasure," said the King of the Merpeople. And on the third day, the assistant of the King of the Merpeople had a council with the King of the Merpeople. "What is it?" asked the King of the Merpeople. The assistant didn't say anything for a while. Then he said, "Sir, how do we know this air-breathing creature is telling us the truth?" asked the assistant. "What do you mean?" asked the King of the Merpeople. "He is a human, sir, and, well, how do we know that he isn't tricking us?" asked the assistant. The King of the Merpeople lifted his heads. "Humans, you realize, are the creatures which taught us to speak and fight and make things," said the King of the Merpeople. "But that was some many years ago," said the assistant. "How do you know that the human race isn't betraying us to the Seamonsters?" said the assistant. "We don't. We must trust him," said the King of the Merpeople. "We can't just wait and close this matter. Many may die, and much can be lost. But we may not find what we want. But we will destroy them," said the King of the Merpeople. "We can't wait to watch our city destroyed. We must do something. Many may be lost, but there is always a consequence to war," said the King of the Merpeople. "If another king was on my throne, he ignored, and so we would die. We will have lose things, and lose things, more, but in the end, we will gain happiness. And our kingdom will be filled with joy once more," said the King of the Merpeople. "And of course we will learn a lesson. Greed destroys," said the King of the Merpeople. "And we should be nice to one another like we were long ago," said the King of the Merpeople. The assistant nodded his head and left the room. On the fourth day, the children were sent to the secret caves inside of the tower. Even the son of the King of the Merpeople was sent to one. "How many do we have?" asked a merman. "Some 10,000, hopefully enough to destroy the Seamonsters," said the King of the Merpeople. On the fifth day, more armor and things were put on, and the seahorses were ready for battle. "Do you think 10,000 men could possibly see through all of them?" said a merman to the king of the mermens. He looked at the mermen. "Yes, I do," said the king of the merpeople. That day, 10,000 merpeople walked across the battlefield. The king of the merpeople with Ron on a seahorse next to him. They came up to the Seamonster castle. "So the war begins," said Ron. And now back to Marlo and the rest. Marlo, Carmen, Rick, Burnsley, Bungo, Munster, Golan, Glandon, Charles, Henry, Joseph, Pellinor, Amberlin, Lance, Goalie, Gwyn, Melamath, and Pinkola. "Henry, take Goalie, Lance, and Gwyn back to Pirate Village," said Marlo. "What?" said Goalie. "We have to stay with you." "No way. We can't leave you. The last time we left someone, they died," said Lance. Marlo walked over to Lance and Goalie and put his arms on their shoulder. "We will not die," said Marlo. And so the four left. Just then there came the nose of a boat coming over. "Here they come," said Munster. The people drew out their swords. Others pulled out their bow and arrows. The ship hit the shore. A wooden bridge came down to the sand. The crones came down the ramp. "This shall be the war of man! May it begin!" yelled Marlo. And so the armies ran forward. They ran so fast they got to the ramp before the crones got to the bottom of it. Marlo in the lead hit the crones. Blood flew in the air like rain falls. Marlo cut off many of the crones' heads. This would be the battle. If the crones won, the race of man would end. This would be the war of decisions. Life or the end. Chapter 8. The Battle of Blue Blue. Arrows flew in the air like rain. Some were going up. These came from the pirates on the shore. Meanwhile, arrows were coming down upon the pirates. It took 20 minutes before Marlo and the others got up in the boat. Then the battle hit. The crones sword-fighted the warriors, while crones shot arrows down at them from the many crones' nest. Munster raced over to Marlo, who had just killed a Gwisitin. "These creatures sure are good fighters, aren't they?" said Munster. Just then, a crone came running at Munster, an axe above him. Just then, Marlo threw his pocket knife at the crone. It hit the villain right between the eyes. He fell down dead, dodging arrows coming down at him. Marlo took the knife out of the crone's horrible head. "Yep," said Marlo. As swords pierced through the humans, so did it too to the crones. Just then, 3 horrible roars came, and there were 3 trolls, one with a sword for a hand, one with a spear, and a last one with a club. "Oh no," said Kamsen. "Trolls!" yelled Kamsens. Arrows attacked the evil trolls. "Look out!" yelled Marlo. Dead bodies that the trolls had flew in the air from the demon's throne. Soon the crones began to pile up. Thousands came slicing through pirates. "Marlo, there are too many," said Munster. "Call for the archers," said Marlo. And so Munster called for them. And so they came, though you could probably only see a white streak, for that's how fast they were going. Swords hit the crones were completely unaware of any of this happening. The trolls and Gwisitens were not afraid of the archers, but the crones were scared to death of them. I was one of their few enemies. Well, the trolls tried to smash them. The Gwisitens spun their swords around and around. "It is no use," said the crones. "Bring in the Gwisitens," said a crone with a bloody face to the Gwisitens. "Take out the gwystills," said the Gwisitens. A door came, and out came a bunch of cobra-like creatures, with a human size but an alligator look. Its cobra look was the cobra's crown, and these creatures had saddles on them. On the top of the saddles was crones with spears or swords. Most of them didn't have bows and arrows. These creatures are very fast, even faster than an archer. But they are very fragile. Even a small hit could turn them into dust. Though they were fragile, there are so many of them, and sometimes they will all get together, and the leader will hold up a diamond ball. Then they will all morph into one gigantic gwystill. And then, from high above, a giant spider came down. They had little stingers which could make you fall asleep. They could suck the blood like it was water. They could see behind themselves. They can climb up walls. And they had poisonous fangs which could kill even the toughest human. Then, they had poisonous fangs which could kill. Then, from behind the gwystills, there came creatures with a human appearance, but had red skin, and all over their bodies were sharp horns and quills. They had a tail. All of these creatures carried sharp spears. Then came another creature. This one was a creature with a man's appearance, but its body was made of stone. Most of them either carried a club, a sword, or a spear. Well, most of them carried this. Marlo's mouth dropped. Pinkola came up. "I think we're going to need some more men," said Pinkola. 5 Rockfords came towards Pinkola. "Now wait a minute, fellas. Can't we talk this over?" said Pinkola. But the Rockfords didn't stop. "No," said Pinkola. They just kept coming, grabbing onto a piece of rope. "Boy, you guys have a heart of stone," said Pinkola. Then he broke the rope with a knife. Then he flung upwards. As he flung upwards, the sail came down. Then, when he got to the log, he jumped on it, and almost slipped and fell. But luckily enough he didn't. 2 crones came running up to him, one with an axe, one with a spear. The crone threw his spear at Pinkola. It almost hit him, but it didn't. Then Pinkola used the spear to make a large jump. He hit the creature right on the face. The crone tumbled off. But Pinkola held on to it with one hand. The crones came up. He holded it up. He was going to drop it. "Won't you want to, that you won't want to hurt your friend?" said Pinkola, for the other crone was holding on to Pinkola's leg. "I don't care about that stupid crone," said the crone. "Oh, okay," said Pinkola. Then the crone dropped it. But just as he did so, Pinkola let go. The crones fell downwards. Then Pinkola grabbed onto the crone's body. The crone hit the floor, and the crone's body softened Pinkola's blow. Pinkola could not see the axe, but he knew it was coming. He quickly rode over, and then the axe hit the evil crone. Quickly Pinkola got up. "Well, that was easy," said Pinkola. Marlo, meanwhile, was cutting off the leg of a giant spider. As the blood fell atop Marlo's head, the spider screeched with pain. Finally, when the spider was dead, Marlo raised his sword. But another spider shot a web, and the sword flew through the air and got stuck on a large pole. He tried to get loose, but the spider stopped his pan. He hit Marlo down to the floor and spit the web down so he couldn't get up. Then 2 other spiders came up. "Shall we suck?" asked the one spider to the other 2 spiders. "Yes," said the second spider to the other 2 spiders. "I don't think so," said Marlo. Then his pocket knife went right through the web. Then the spiders came at with his web. He quickly rolled over out of the way. Then the 3 heads hit each other. Then the spiders threw the web. Marlo ducked down, but Kamsen was hit by the web, lost his sword, and got tied up on a pole. Then Marlo started running towards Kamsen. The webs flew in the air at him, but he kept running. Then Marlo at Kamsen's webs. Then they fell down. The spiders came running up. Kamsen's sword was far behind. Then Marlo fought them with his pocket knife. One of them died, but the other 2 hit a giant web against the knife, and it flew into the blue ocean. The 2 spiders ran after Kamsen and Marlo. They ran down some stairs. Then spiders could not get through the passageway. And then they saw Blue Blue. To be continued.